Hey everyone, I'm Jenay from Tahoe Yoga. Today's practice is going to focus on the sound vibration of I'm and intention as well as consideration. So as we move through our postures today, let's keep in mind this idea of remaining intentional in every movement and considering not only how the posture affects you, but also how you can apply this posture throughout the rest of your day, your life, as you interact with others. Make sure that you have the tools necessary for our practice. That includes a blanket. As you'll notice, I have mine folded down upon my mat. 2 blocks, they can be foam or cork, whatever serves your needs. And of course a strap or something that serves as a strap in order to create a little more length and support as we move through our practice. And we'll begin today on our backs. And so we'll start out by opening up our blankets and laying them upon our mats as an additional cushion. So those of you that practice on carpeting, you may not have this same need for cushion. I practice on the hardwood floor, and so I like having that a little additional support. Come all the way down onto your back body, resting on your blanket. If you have your hair tied or pulled in any way that requires adjustment, go ahead and make that shift now so that you can give yourself a little bit of more comfort and ease as you rest here on the earth. And keep your knees bent as you remain here. Take your arms out to the side, spreading them wide like airplane wings with your palms upward. And we'll begin just by swinging our knees side to side. And as you do so, I'm going to provide a little bit more guidance and focus regarding our topic for today. So just start to swing left to right. Feel free to close your eyes as you do so. And again, come back to that idea of intention and of consideration. Our practice of yoga is one of recognizing that the work we do for ourselves and upon ourselves has an effect when we go out into the world and engage with others. The more aware we are of our bodies, the more aware we are of our thoughts, the more aware we are of our energies, the better able we are to manage ourselves out into the world. And that includes conversing with others, engaging with others, and being part of the world. I'm, the sound vibration, that is the second most repeated bija mantra or seed mantra, brings our attention and awareness to our ability to learn, to gain knowledge, our abilities to be creative, whether that means art or music or design, putting things out into the world. But then also connects us with our buddhi, our higher mind. And our buddhi is our discerning self. Most of the time we live our lives being driven, being moved forward by ego and by our lower mind that tends to react and engage based upon that which surrounds us, that will replace ourselves. The buddhi helps us discern and separate. And when we're able to do this, we become better at being considerate and thinking about how what we're doing could potentially affect those around us. And so think now as you continue to rock, how this feels in your body as your knees swing side to side. And think about how this movement provides you with the opportunity to do something that doesn't require a whole lot of effort, a whole lot of attention, but also feels pretty darn good. Take 2 more breaths, 2 more swings. If you don't recall the side which you began swinging toward, that's okay, but we want to try and even things out. So if you do recall, even out, and then make your way back to center, knees towards the ceiling and feet upon the earth. Take a deep inhale here, let out a long exhale, and then we'll roll our whole body to the right side. So you'll roll over to the right, hands stack, knees stack, head rests upon the earth, and ideally we're creating a 90-degree angle. So here's where that intention, where that awareness comes in, that consideration. We want our knees and our hips in alignment, our hands, our elbows, and our shoulders in alignment, and head rests upon the earth. And don't worry, this posture will become a little more comfortable in a moment. Keep your heels in alignment with your knees as best you can, and then with a deep in-breath, your top arm lifts to the ceiling. Try and adjust to make your arm straight above your shoulder. And then as you inhale, twist and turn. reaching your top arm away, keeping your right shoulder upon the earth, keeping your knees upon the earth. And so this is where awareness and intention comes in, because you're not grabbing your legs. Instead, you're going to press your top knee, your left knee, forward in order to keep it stacked over your bottom knee. And you're going to keep your feet stacked, heels and inner edges of your feet aligning, and pull and stretch your top arm away. Your gaze can be on the ceiling with your back of your head upon the earth. You can keep your gaze over your right shoulder, but move your chin away from your shoulder. Or you can turn your gaze towards your left hand, over your left shoulder again, chin and shoulder staying apart. And take a deep inhale. Let out a long breath, and then again, inhale and keep stretching away with your left arm. Become aware of the space that you're creating between right shoulder and left shoulder, and then breathe again. Exhale, and another. Exhale, let's do it 2 more times. Deep breath in. Stretching your arm away 1 more time. Now when you breathe out next, slowly lift your left arm, and roll back onto your right side, and just remain there for a moment. Deep in breath, and a long out breath. And then again. And now gently roll to your back side. You can open your arms, come onto your back, and take a moment. Deep inhale, long exhale, and again inhale. Just taking these moments in between positions, postures, in order to do a little evaluation, a little svadhyaya, a little self-study. And then as we breathe out next, let's roll over to left side, creating the same posturing. So, rolling to your left, you're going to have the same position going on. Hands stack, knees stack, feet stack. Left side of your head on the earth this time. Looking for that beautiful line from hip to knee, and then from knee to ankle, and a beautiful line from shoulders to palms. Head down on the earth, deep inhale, lift your top arm up, and in the same way you're going to open and extend, keeping left shoulder on the earth, keeping left hip on the earth, knees stacked, pressing right knee forward, keeping your feet stacked, and then either gazing upward towards the ceiling, off towards left hand, or rotating all the way around with your gaze to the right. And as you breathe, continually stretching and extending right arm away, reaching it apart from your left. And very consciously, with a ton of awareness, keeping the left side of your body rooted, grounded, and pressing towards the left as your right arm reaches away. And as we move through this posture and take our deep inhales and our long exhales, continue to become aware of how this movement is affecting your body, just like how we were aware of our knees swinging, just like how we were aware of stretching our left arm away. And again, noticing the effect this has on your physical body. Notice the effect it has on your ability to breathe, your pranic body, your energy. And noticing if anything arises, shifts, or changes emotionally. And take another breath. Exhaling, stretching away, inhale. Exhaling 1 more time. Exhaling. Now on our in breath, of course, that right arm lifts up, and we rotate our way back to our left side, pausing for a moment, head resting upon the earth. Deep in breaths. Long out breaths, and then again, inhale. Exhale. Now instead of rotating onto our backs, use your right hand for a little help. Send your legs back and then rotate, untucking and coming onto your bellies. Now I've got the fringy part facing me. I'm just going to tuck it under because I don't like that fringe being up in my face. Adjust so that you're fully on your mat. Relax your feet and then stack your hands, resting your forehead. And breathe here, inhaling. Exhaling, and then take another in breath. Exhaling, and then once more. Now as you breathe out, bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders, your forearms parallel, your thumbs pointing toward one another. And adjust so that your fingers spread wide, middle fingers pointing forward. And then really lift and press your sternum, your chest forward so that you're lifting and rising, imagining yourself appearing like the Sphinx in Egypt. You've got this big lift through your torso. Your gaze is forward. Fortunately, your nose is still attached. Take a deep inhale here. Pressing your pubic bone downward and forward. And then let's breathe out and bend our knees. And now just as we begin, we're going to swing from left to right. Now, one thing that I notice when I do this posture is that my knees will tend to scooch away and my hips will scooch back. And so as you swing, keep that pull forward, drawing your pubic bone forward, your belly button forward, your chest forward, so that instead of your lower body sliding back and away and you ending up in this extended position, you're constantly engaging through your arms, through your abdomen in order to keep your body moving forward. As your feet swing side to side, maybe the outer edges of your outer foot touch the earth, maybe not. Maybe your inner foot touches the earth, maybe not. And that's not what's important. What's most important here is to feel that mobility, that movement through your hips. Take another breath and bring your focus to your hips. Inhale again. Exhaling, and another. Exhaling 2 more times. Exhaling 1 more deep breath. And then evening things out or coming right into center. And then extend your legs long and give your arms a little break again. Elbows out, opposite hand on top as you stack. And then head down. 3 breaths. Now next exhale, let's bring hands back right beneath shoulders. Adjust as you need to make sure that your palms can be flat on your mat. Thumbs pointing to center, middle fingers forward, and elbows tight to your sides. And then draw shoulder blades together and towards your hips, just like a ladybug closing its wings together towards your spine. Lift your sternum, press your palms into the earth. Remember, little bends in your elbows, pointing the eyes of your elbows forward, and pubic bone on the earth and pressing forward. Deep inhale. Notice if you're letting your heels fall out, try to keep your feet parallel, your calves parallel. Take another breath. And then as you breathe out, lift with your belly and bring your knees forward, adjusting into our table pose. Again, middle fingers are forward, arms shoulder width distance, shoulders over wrists, knees beneath hips, and you've got a long, lengthened spine. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, and then again. Exhale, and another. Now we're going to move through a conscious transition from table to downward dog. The first thing we're going to do is tuck our toes under so they grab the mat. If your blanket's in the way, just adjust it so it's out of the way. Tuck your toes under so you get a good solid grip on the ground, and then press your hips backward towards your heels. Notice how your spine lengthens as you do this. Let your head become an extension of your spine. The crown or top of your head, imagine it has a narwhal horn growing out the top of it, and you're pointing that horn towards the front edge of your mat. As your spine lengthens, your palms remain rooted, your toes grab the ground, and then press back with your heels. Then push back with your calves, lift your knees, and press your legs backwards so they extend, and you feel your legs lengthening your body into downward dog. So your legs are the leader, the guide in this transition. Take another in-breath. Exhale, pressing backward with heels, with calves, with thighs, with hips, and then lifting with belly, with sternum, drawing shoulders again like ladybug wings towards your back body. Inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to reverse that. We'll let our knees come down, our hips continue to move backward. Spine is lengthening, hands remain rooted. Deep breath in. Crown of head reaching forward, that beautiful narwhal horn stretching outward. And then let's lift again in the same way. Heels push back, calves push back, knees lift, legs extend, and we're all the way back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lengthening as best we can through heels, calves, thighs, lifting as best we can through belly. Shoulders moving inward towards spine, upward towards hips. Breathe again. And as we exhale, let's do one more time. We're going to lower knees down, toes remain gripping the earth, hands remain rooted, hips pressing back, that long length through your spine from tail to crown of head. Take another in-breath. Exhale, and then third time, heels push back, calves push back, legs extend, and we move into our downward dog. Deep breath in. Exhaling again, heels back, calves back, thighs back, hips back. Belly in, shoulder blades together and towards hips. Take another breath. Try to lift through your upper arms. Breathe again, and exhale. Inhaling, look forward up at your hands, and as you breathe out, you can take a walk. Let's be gentle, lifting your hands as you need to, stepping all the way forward. And once you're at the front edge of your mat, adjusting so feet are hip-width distance, toes are just a few inches from the front edge of your mat. And then remain aware again of the backs of your legs. Keep that same extension you had in downward dog. And the best way to create this is by stacking knees over ankles and then hips over knees so that you have this nice long line in the backs of your legs. It doesn't matter if hands touch the ground. Take a deep in breath. Let out a long exhale and rotate your knees slightly forward. Deep breath in again. Exhale, feel your hips rising a little higher, and then take one more in breath. Exhale. Now as we inhale next, let's put palms on shins, lifting our spines, gazing forward. And as you exhale, let your hips lift and then come into forward fold. Breathing in with big open arms, reach to the sky, palms coming to parallel. Don't bring your hands together just yet. Now bring your attention back down to your feet, root down, big toes, outer heels, inner heels, pinky toes, and feel all four corners of your feet grounding solidly into the earth. Bring your attention to your knees. Can you rotate so your knees face forward? Lift through your thighs. Loosen your gluteals. Draw your belly to your spine. Lift through your sternum, and then stretch your arms up, imagining that they were parallel to your ears, and lift the top of your head as though you could stretch that beautiful narwhal horn all the way up to the ceiling. Take another breath, and then let your arms release down. Standing tall, Tadasana, arms by our sides, deep breath in. Exhale, and then take another. Exhale, one more time, deep breath in, and exhale. As you inhale, stretch your arms wide, lifting to the sky. This time, palms together, and as you exhale, down in front of your heart. And then take another breath, opening wide, lifting to the sky. Exhaling, down in front of your heart. And again, inhaling, opening up to the sky. Bring your palms together, and exhale, down to your heart. Now let's open arms wide. And breathing out, take your upper body and twist it around perpendicular to your lower body. Now, as you do this, remain aware of your lower body and try to keep both hips facing towards the front edge of your mat. Your arms open wide and your chest rotates, but watch out, don't let your hips follow your arms. Keep twisting and turning your upper body towards the right, twisting and turning your lower body towards the left. Take another breath here. Exhaling, breathe again. Now adjust, making your arms so that they truly are parallel. It's easy to bring your left arm across and try and bring it towards your right arm, but it's much more challenging to keep your left arm in line with your left shoulder. Then come back to your hips, give them another check. Hips rotate left, arms and torso rotating right. Take another breath, and one more. As you exhale, rotate to face forward. Take a breath in, and then let's relax our arms. Inhale. Exhale. The more intentional, the more aware we are of our movements, the more we focus on how these movements feel, the more we benefit, the more we get out of these postures. And then we take this out into the world, and we get to be a little more conscientious, a little more intentional in what we do, what we say, how we behave. Let's inhale. Up to the sky, arms overhead, palms come to touch. Breathe out, bring hands together down in front of heart, and then do it again. Big open arms up to the sky, palms come to touch, exhaling, back down to heart, and again, inhaling, up to the sky, palms come to touch, exhaling, down in front of our hearts. One more time, inhaling, open up, palms touch, exhaling, down in front of heart. Now a deep breath, arms open wide. Here we go, twisting to the other side. Breathing out, you rotate upper body to the left, but beware, right hip stays pulling back, left hip presses forward. As you rotate, arms adjust to be in line with your shoulders. Be careful. It's so easy to bring right arm over to the left side. Don't do it. Keep your right arm extending outward from your right shoulder. Keep your left arm extending outward from your left shoulder. And rotate your upper body. Take another breath in. Notice how as you move this posture, as you remain attentive and aware and intentional in this pose, you get more and more engagement, more and more effort. Take another breath. Exhaling. Notice what you're doing with your head, neck, and chin. Are you dropping? Are you looking down? Are you looking up? Come to neutral. Take another breath. Exhaling and again. One more deep inhale. Exhale. On your next breath out, rotate your way back to center and then relax your arms. Let them come down by your sides and pause for a moment. Deep in breath. Long out breath. And again. Exhaling one more time. Exhaling. With our in-breath, let's dive high. Bringing hands overhead and palms together. Exhaling down in front of our hearts. Let's inhale again. All the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands again down in front of hearts. Two more. In-breath upward. Out-breath to heart. And then one more. Inhale upward. Hands together. Exhale down to heart. Now we have to move our blankets out of the way. So let's turn around, get our blankets, take them out of the way and off of the mats, and just move it off to the side. Get hold of your blocks, bring them so they're nearby and available. It doesn't matter what height they're at, just make sure you place them in an available location, and then adjust your feet again to a hip-width distance position. Standing tall once more, root down big toes, outer heels, inner heels, pinky toes, feel all four corners, knees rotating forward, thighs lifting, belly draws in, gluteals loose, shoulders in neutral, top of head reaching upward. As you inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale again down to your heart. This time we'll inhale upward, Urdhva, and then exhale with open arms, lift your hips and fold forward, Uttanasana, our standing fold, hips high and lengthening through upper body. Palms lift onto shins. Your spine extends and we gaze forward. As you breathe out, let your knees bend and bring your hands either down to the earth, or those blocks are so handy, you can bring them right in beside your feet. Right foot, imagine it's on a train track, and slide your right foot back until your heel starts to lift off the earth. So I can step back really, really far, my heel comes off the ground. I can step back a moderate route and have my heel rooted. Make sure your front knee can remain bent, and if that means stepping your back foot forward a little, that's totally fine. All 10 toes point forward, middle toe, of course, pointing them mostly forward. And then inhale up onto fingertips and lengthen your spine. Breathing out, bring your hands onto your left thigh and let your torso rise a little higher. You'll start to feel the effects and the benefits of this posture in a moment. And then as you inhale, rise all the way up, hands onto hips for balance to begin. And we come back to that awareness in our hips, trying to keep right hip moving forward, left hip slightly back, so that they both face towards the front of our mat. It's very easy to come into a rotated position here, but we want to avoid that. We want both hips moving forward towards the front edge of the mat. Back heel rooting, front knee bending. And then inhale, bring your arms up. This is our RajaHatha version of Warrior One, or our Lake Tahoe Yoga version, depending on where you've trained and who you practice with. Breathing out, bring your hands together down in front of your heart, and then inhale, dive again up to the sky. Exhaling, hands together again to heart. 2 more times, inhaling up, exhaling down to heart, and then 1 more time, inhaling up to the sky. Exhaling, hands coming down to heart. Let's inhale all the way upward to the sky, and then open arms wide, coming back like an airplane. Our arms are spread wide, and beware. Again, are your arms in line with your shoulders? Are they higher? Or are they lower? Try to find that aligned position. And now we twist left. As you breathe out, rotating to the left, it'll be a little easier, become a little easier to keep your right hip moving forward. Again, beware, is right arm coming forward towards your left arm? Can you keep your arm extending outward from your shoulder? Left knee bending. Deep inhales, both heels rooted to the earth. This is where that balance challenge comes in a little bit, and our intention, our awareness really becomes tested. Take another breath. Exhaling, inhale another. Exhaling, and again. 2 more times, deep inhale. Exhale, and again. On your next breath out, rotate forward, take your time. As you breathe in, both hands come up. As you breathe out, both hands down to heart. Inhale again, both hands to the sky. And as we exhale, hands down to your blocks or down to the mat, depending on what you're using. Now with your hands rooted, you're going to step your front foot back parallel to your back foot so that your feet are parallel, hip width distance, and then move your body weight backward towards your heels. Try to send your hips back so they line up over your heels. For some of us, the tightness that exists in the muscles of our calves, of our hamstrings, that may limit us to moving backward. That's okay. Keep pressing backward. Keep extending as best you can. Take another inhale. Lift with your bellies. Take another inhale. Lift with your upper arms. Take another inhale. Rotate your knees forward. One more breath here. Now we'll keep our hands rooted to the blocks of the earth. And if you're on the earth with your hands right now and you're like, holy cow, I don't think I can maintain this posture, take a moment to get your blocks. Set them up underneath your hands to make this posture a little more accessible so you're not working too hard. Remember, when we overwork, when we're pushing, when we're forcing, that's not yoga. We should be putting effort in and then also allowing the results to occur. All right, now keeping left foot rooted. If you'd like, you can make a little adjustment to spread your toes wide. Stretch back with your right leg and slowly lift and extend it. Now be aware, try to get your right leg to be parallel to the earth and keep your left leg active, pressing left heel to the ground as you lift your left thigh. Breathe in again. Exhaling, take another. Exhaling and again. 2 more times. Deep breath in as you press back with right heel. Press down with left heel. Making those beautiful long lines from heels to hips, from hips to shoulders. Inhale again. And then breathing out, let right foot lower parallel to left. Now there should be very little weight in your hands, but if you're feeling it in your wrist, you can take a little moment here and dangle and let your hands take a little break. Inhale again. Exhale and another. One more time. Now we have to repeat on the other side. So taking your hands back to the earth or back onto your blocks. Right foot remains rooted. We're going to keep it grounded to the mat. As you inhale, left leg lifts and extends. Try your best to get to that point where you're parallel with the earth. Inhaling, right heel presses downward, leg extends. Left heel presses backward, leg extends. Spine lengthening, deep inhales. Exhale. Take another deep breath in. Exhaling and another. Exhaling, breathe again. Exhaling 2 more times. Exhaling 1 more breath. As you next exhale, let your left foot come back down parallel to right foot. You're back in that forward fold. Take just a moment. Keep your hands as they are. And then on your next in-breath, look up at your hands. And it's your right foot that steps up. Your left foot remains where it is. Get your right toes to line up with your fingertips. Bend your right knee so that it is stacked over your right ankle and keep your left foot rooted. So we've created the same alignment as we did when we were on our first side with our right foot back. Lifting up, bring your hands onto your right thigh and lengthen your spine, extending forward. Keep your front knee bent, and as you inhale, rise all the way up, hands to hips as a reminder and a guide to keep both hips facing forward. So we've got that warrior one setup on the second side, all 10 toes face forward, both hips forward, belly to spine. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhaling, hands together, down in front of heart, and then again, inhale, up and overhead. Exhaling together, down in front of heart, another, inhaling up and overhead. Exhaling down in front of heart, and then inhaling up and overhead. Exhaling with open arms, we spread wide into those airplane wings. Deep inhale, shoulders in line. Arms in line with shoulders. Take a deep breath here, and as you exhale, we twist right. Both hips remaining forward. Again, come back to alignment of arms with shoulders. Try not to bring your left arm over to your right. Instead, keep it in alignment with your shoulder and twist and turn your torso. Take another breath in. Exhaling, inhale again. Keeping your front knee bent over your front ankle. Back heel rooted, breathe another. What are you doing with your belly? Can you draw it in towards your spine more? Can you feel that engagement through your abdomen, helping to keep your hips facing forward? Breathe another. Stretching outward with your arms, and again. And on your next breath out, rotate forward. Inhaling once more, we dive, arms up to the sky, palms touch. Exhale down to hearts, and then again, inhaling up to the sky. And as you exhale with open arms, release your hands downward to the ground or to your blocks. In this case, I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. And then back foot lifts, and we step it all the way back. Back edge of your mat, scooch and lengthen until your back leg is as long as it can get, with your palms still rooted and your front foot grounded. As you inhale, step back with your front foot so that your feet are parallel, heels over balls of feet. Engaging through your legs, lift and make sure knees face downward towards the earth. Shoulders over wrists, deep breath in. Exhale, let your knees come down. Inhale, lift with your belly as you exhale. Elbows bend towards hips and lower your chest down, and then release your feet. Move your shoulders back, your elbows towards your hips, and lift. Chest coming up into our cobra pose. Think again how we had to pull our bellies, our sternums, our hips forward when we began, and we did that leg swing back and forth in our sphinx. Find that posturing here, and then come back to your feet. Are they parallel? Breathing out, lift with your belly, and again your hips push back, just like we practiced earlier. Your arms lengthening. Tuck your toes under so they grab the mat. Feel them grounding down, and then your heels push backward. Calves push back, knees lift, and here we go back into downward dog, just like we practiced earlier. Take another inhale. Exhaling, breathe again. Exhaling, inhale another. Exhale, and again. On your next inhale, look forward and upward at your hands. And as you breathe out, maybe you want to step forward this time. Maybe you're still into walking. Whatever works for you, come back up until you're just inches from the front edge of your mat. And come down into Uttanasana, that standing forward fold. Knees forward, feet rooted, legs extending, hips over heels. Take another in-breath and exhale. Next breath in, palms up onto shins, spines extend. Let's look forward. Exhaling, forward fold, and then inhaling with open arms, reach to the sky. Remain aware of the movements you're making with your body. Hands together. Exhale down in front of heart. Pausing here. Notice how that intentional movement, how that focused effort is creating change in your body, change in your breath, change in how you're feeling emotionally. Take another in-breath. And let out another exhale. It also doesn't hurt to have something to pay attention to so you don't start chattering away with your thoughts. One more deep breath in. Exhaling. Let's inhale. Big open arms reaching to the sky. Palms touch. Exhale down to hearts, and then again. Inhaling upward to the sky. Exhaling, hands down to heart one more time. Opening to the sky, and as you exhale, hands together. Down in front of our hearts. Let's dive up to fold forward. Inhaling to Urdhva. Exhaling, open arms, lifting hips, hinging into Uttanasana, our standing forward fold. Once again, we'll need our blocks. Bring them in so they're handy. And for the purposes of this next posture, I'm going to turn around. So I'm rotating to the other side, and I've still got my blocks. Same setup, I've just turned around. Breathing in, your palms come onto your shins, look forward. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, planting your palms either on the blocks or down on the earth. That's up to you. And again, we'll step right foot back, just about halfway or so on its track. So maybe you've got a little more length through your right leg from that previous posture we did. Keeping your right heel rooted and 10 toes pointing forward, your front knee bends. Let's bring those blocks up to highest height. So we're all the way at the highest height, that 9-inch level. Palms are rooted, front knee is bending, and spine is lengthening. So we're looking for all these beautiful lines in our body. And you might have noticed I just made a little tiny adjustment to pull my back hip forward, my right hip, drawing it towards the front, and my front hip backwards so that they're both facing forward. Breathing here. Exhale. Now in this posture, we're going to lengthen the front leg. So our left leg extends, and we're still trying our best to keep both hips moving forward towards the front of the mat, parallel, as though they were both trying to walk together towards the front edge of our mat. Breathe again as you lengthen through your spine, lift through your belly. Take another in-breath. Exhale, and again. Now on your next inhale, keep your right hand right where it is and take your left arm out to the left. So again, we're remaining aware of our shoulders and our arms in that relationship. We're remaining aware of our hips. And as you inhale, lift your left arm and rotate it up towards the ceiling. We're mimicking that same twist we've been working on throughout this practice. We're just changing the variation or the posture of the rest of our body and moving through these various versions of these poses. So this would be a version of a rotated triangle or revolved triangle, Parvrita Trikonasana. Take another inhale. Trying to keep arms and shoulders in alignment with each other. Breathe again. Turning your gaze upward towards the ceiling if that's comfortable for you, or looking downward if that gives you a little extra confidence in the posture. Take another inhale. Exhale, what's happening in your hips? Are you still aware? Is there still intention in that movement? Breathe again. One more. And as you breathe out, let your left hand come down. Pause for a moment. Notice your body's reaction in response to that. Notice the effects of that posture. Take another inhale. Exhale. Now, take your blocks down to a level 2. So we're going to that 6-inch height. And then inhaling, a little bend in your left knee so you can step back and your feet once again come to parallel. Doing that same movement, we're going to push our body weight backward towards our feet so that our arms and legs are extending, our spine is lengthening. We're going to add a little twist to this posture, and since we just created this great extension through left leg, we're going to remain effortfully working there. Right foot remains grounded, left leg lifts into that parallel to the earth position, and then as you breathe out, bend your left knee. Now think about your hips and turn them towards the left edge of your mat, trying to rotate your hips so they open. Keep your hands rooted on the blocks and draw your left foot around towards your right shoulder. Imagining as though somehow, magically, someday, your left foot could come to stand on your right shoulder blade. Take another breath here. Exhaling, inhale again, push your body weight backward. Feel your standing leg extending and lift with your back knee, your left knee, up to the sky. Take another inhale. Exhale, intentionally opening, focusing on these movements, focusing on where there is weight and grounding, focusing on where there can be lift and opening. And then as you breathe out next, turn your hips to the earth again and lengthen your left leg, rooting your feet once again into a parallel position. Breathe there. Inhale. Exhale, and then take another in-breath. Out-breath. One more time. Exhaling. Now as you breathe in next, look up at your blocks and your right foot will step up to the front, and so that your alignment is accurate, you put your toes in line with your fingertips. Now I'm going to turn around again in order to give you the best view and perspective as we work on this posture. So right knee is bending, left heel is rooting. Inhaling deeply, we're going to bring our blocks up highest height, leveling them up to that 9-inch height. Fingers and toes in alignment, maintaining this posture. Your spine is long, and then if you need to, make that adjustment like I do as you become aware of the need to draw left hip forward and right hip back, and then re-bend your right knee over your ankle. Inhale again, holding this pose. Exhale and take another. 2 more breaths. Now as you inhale next, you lengthen right leg, pulling right hip back, feeling your hips still parallel and facing the front of the mat. Lift with your belly. The more you engage with your belly, the more you'll be able to bring attention to the rest of your body. Take another inhale. Exhale. Now left hand remains on the block, and again we're mimicking that posture, that twist we've been working on this entire practice. Right arm out to the right, and as you inhale, lift your right arm from your shoulder. Feel your shoulders and your arms in alignment. Twist and turn your torso. Right hip, keep moving backward. And be aware of your knees and elbows. Some of us have the ability to invert or hypermobilize our joints. Try to avoid that. Make sure you feel your muscles engaging in these postures. Now, as you rotate and turn this posture, you might decide to look down to give yourself a little more confidence in the balance of this pose. You might turn to look to the side, or you might rotate your gaze upward. And as you look upward, it might actually help you open your chest a little bit more. Take another breath. Exhaling and again. Breathing out 2 more times. Exhaling 1 more breath. And as you breathe out, let your right hand come down. Once more, both palms will root onto the blocks. Inhale here. As you exhale, lower your blocks down now to that 6-inch level 2 height. Hold there for a moment. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your front knee and then step back. Right foot parallel to left foot. Move your body weight backward again, just like we did in that previous posture. Deep inhales. Exhales. Take another breath in. Exhaling and again. Exhaling 2 more. Exhale. Last breath right here. Now your left foot is going to root down and hold the weight of your body. As you inhale, right leg lifts and extend it parallel to the ground. Take a deep inhale here. Lengthen, extend through your right side. And then on your next breath out, bend your knee, foot towards the ceiling. Think about your hips. Turn them towards the right edge of your mat. Rotating through your hips, bringing your right foot towards your left shoulder. As you twist and turn, hands remain rotated, so it's your hips that rotate opposite your shoulders this time. Keep lifting through left leg, trying to keep left knee facing towards your blocks. It's going to turn a little bit. Breathe again. Lifting right knee, rotating and twisting your low body. Inhale again. Consciously, intentionally rooting down through hands, pressing body weight to left foot. Breathe again. Consciously lifting right knee. Take another. Exhale and again. Last breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, turn your hips to the earth. Extend right leg and then root down. Feet parallel, lengthening through your back body. Deep inhale again. Exhale and another. Exhale 1 more time. Now as you inhale, gaze upward at your hands, and as you exhale, step or walk all the way up to the front. Come into forward fold again. Hips high, hands can be on the blocks, or you can release them down. Now here's the great thing about all the movements that we're doing today, right? They're really intentional. You're being really conscious about the alignment of your posture. You're being really conscious about the structure of the posture. And when we can start from a good, grounded, solid, conscientious place, we can get creative. We can have fun. We can start to explore different variations on the poses. On your next inhale, put your palms on your shins. Lift your spine and look forward. Exhale, let your hips lift and fold forward. Hands on the blocks or the earth. And then inhaling, big open arms, reach to the sky. Our hands come to touch overhead and down to our hearts. We exhale. And let's do it again. Deep breath up to the sky. Exhale down to our hearts and another. In-breath up to the sky. Exhale down to our hearts. One last time. Inhale up to the sky for now. Exhale down to our hearts. Inhaling. Reach your arms wide and up to the sky. And then as you exhale with big open arms, lift your hips, hinge and fold. Let's move our blocks out of the way. Palms coming onto shins. Extending gaze forward. Exhaling, bend knees and bring hands down to the mat. And as you inhale, step back, both feet into our plank pose, our chaturanga. Legs fully extended, heels over balls of feet, shoulders over wrists. Deep inhale, belly lifting. And as you exhale, it's up to you. You can lower knees and chest like how we did previously, or you can come onto the tips of your toes, pulling your body forward. Bend elbows back and try and lower in one single movement to the earth. Releasing feet. Again, elbows back, chest lift. Think about that posture we did previously when we were bringing our chest forward, our pubic bone forward, our shoulders backward. Deep breath in, that Sphinx posture. Inhale. As you exhale, belly lifts, hips push backward, spine extends, and then toes grab the ground. Press back, heels, calves, knees, and lengthen. Adho Mukha Svanasana. That's our downward dog. Belly lifting, arms extending. Inhale again. Exhale. Take another. Exhale and again. As you inhale, looking forward up at your hands. As you exhale, stepping or walking, or if you'd like to float, floating your way up to the front of the mat and coming into your forward fold. Breathing in, our palms come to our shins, our spines extend, we look forward, and exhaling, forward fold. Bring your blocks into play again. Let's put them highest height. We're going to step them up out in front of our mats. Inhale again, bring palms to shins, gazing forward. Out breath, lift your hips and fold again. And then inhaling, big open arms. Let's stretch to the sky. Hands come to touch, and down to your heart you go. Breathe again, upward to the sky. Exhaling downward to our hearts, and another in-breath to the sky. Exhaling downward to our hearts. Inhaling, reaching to the sky. We'll exhale into forward fold, our arms opening, our hips lifting. And there we go, dropping down, hands onto the blocks. Now from here, your spine remains long, extending forward. Your left foot roots down, and we come back into that extended posture with right leg lifting and leg parallel to the earth. Inhale here. Now this will require a lot of engagement through your belly, and come back to that awareness of big toe, outer heel, inner heel, and pinky toe on your left foot. Lift through your left thigh. Bend your right knee. And then open up, rotating right foot around towards left shoulder, just like we did previously. Inhale. Exhale. Now adding to the balance here, we're coming up on fingertips, lifting your spine just a little bit higher. Now you can remain with left hand on fingertips. You can make a fist. You can come back down onto palm. That all depends on your comfort level with this posture. And then you're lifting your right arm, rotating it up towards the ceiling. So we're doing this variation on half moon and dancer, putting the two together. So I like to call it Ardha Chaturanga Dandasana. Navasana. Grabbing hold of your right foot with your right hand if you're able to. You lift your knee, open up, rotate your hip, and balance there. Now, of course, you're welcome to lean against a wall in order to maintain this posture. Feel your whole side body opening up, twisting and turning your right arm in line with your foot, and your foot lifting. Eventually you get to a point where you can create this beautiful openness in the posture. Take another breath. Exhaling, inhale again. Exhaling and another. One more deep breath in. Now we lengthen everything out. Right leg out, right hand up, right foot, inner foot parallel to the earth, right arm in line with shoulder, and then exhale, right hand down, hips rotate to face the ground, and then right foot parallel to left. Don't shake or shimmy. Remember, your body is like an Etch-a-Sketch. You just drew this beautiful image. Don't erase it. Instead, enjoy it for a little while. Take another deep inhale, and again. Now for the purpose of the other side, I'm going to turn around. First, we'll bring our palms to our shins, lengthen spines. Exhale, lift hips and forward fold. And then inhale, big open arms up to the sky. Exhaling, down to heart. Pause there for a couple breaths. Inhale. Exhale, take another in-breath. Exhale, and again. With your next inhale, spread your arms wide, lift them to the sky, bring your hands to touch, breathing out down to heart. Do it again. Big open arms reaching to the sky, palms touch. Exhale down to heart, and again, big open arms up to sky. Exhale down to heart. This time we dive to fold. Inhale, open arms up to the sky. Exhale, open arms, hips lift, and we extend forward. Hands down onto those blocks at our level 3, our highest height. Hold there, deep breath in, root down into right foot. Preparing for the balance, lots of belly engagement. Press into right foot, extend left leg back. Lift it up until it's parallel to the earth. Inhale, keep your spine extending, don't fall, don't collapse, stay high, you've got this. Inhale. Exhaling, bend your left knee. Hold there, deep breath in. And then on your next inhale, lift your left hip, rotate around and bring your left foot towards your right shoulder. Feel that openness through your hips, and then come up onto fingertips. Test your balance. This is a great place to remain. Just because I'm describing more aspects of the posture doesn't mean you have to go to them. You stay where you feel challenged, where you feel the effort, but not where you're being forceful. Staying up on fingertips or rooting your right hand down to the block, that's all up to you. Your left arm comes out to the left and slowly lifts, rising up, left shoulder stacking above right shoulder. And maintaining that posture, reaching back, left hand can grab hold of left foot and extend. Find that openness as your body opens to the left side. You can gaze over towards the left and open up through your hip, breathing in. Feel free to lean against a wall for the next few breaths as you maintain this posture. Take another. Exhaling, inhale again. Exhaling, breathe another. Opening your chest, 2 more. 1 more. Breathing gently, we extend. Left leg back, parallel to the earth. Left arm forward. Find that openness in this posture. Exhale, left hand down. Rotate hips to face the earth and left foot parallel to right. Again, enjoy that beautiful image you just drew with your body. Take another inhale. Exhale, and again. Exhale, 2 more. 1 more. Breathing out, hips lift high. Come into forward fold. Downward towards the earth, your hands reach, and upward towards the sky, your hips rise. Inhaling, palms onto shins. Let's gaze forward. Out breath, let your hips lift and fold down towards the ground. In breath, big open arms, stretch to the sky. And exhale once more. Hands together, pause in front of heart. Close your eyes, check in. Here's that I'm moment, right? Holy cow, what have I created? What have I done? How has it affected me? How will it affect others, right? Connect with Buddhi, with your higher mind. Move away from the reactive, desiring, lustful mind. Manas. Move towards the discerning, aware mind. Buddhi. 1 more deep breath in. Let out a long exhale. And inhaling, spread your arms out, reach to the sky, bring your palms together and exhale right down to your heart, and then do it again. In breath, big open arms, reaching to the sky, palms come together down in front of heart, and again, in breath to the sky, exhaling, hands together, bring them down in front of your heart. Inhaling with open arms, we reach to the sky. Exhaling, open arms, hips lift, we hinge and fold forward, reaching towards the earth. Again, with an in-breath, palms come onto shins, and with an out-breath, knees bend and hands release to the mat. Stepping back, both feet, coming into Chaturanga. That's our plank pose. Shoulders over wrists, heels over balls of feet, long lengthening spine. And exhaling, it's up to you. Knees and then chest. Pulling forward onto tiptoes, lowering all the way down. Or perhaps it's time for Chaturanga Dandasana. Opening. Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, so that's our cobra, which we repeated so many times this practice, or up dog, keeping knees and thighs and chest off the earth, and then moving back once more. Adho Mukha Svanasana, pressing back, Heels, calves, thighs, hips, finding that length through the back of your body. Breathe in again. Exhaling in another. Exhaling 2 more times. And 1 more breath. As you inhale, pull your bodies forward, coming into chaturanga. And as you exhale, up and over, toes down into table for just a moment. Inhale. Exhale, another little moment for reflection. Inhale again. Exhaling and another. Next breath out, let's take feet off to one side. Walk your hands backward, come to sit, and then send your legs to the front edge of the mat. So once again, I'm going to rotate around. So we've done a lot of twisting, some balance, some really great leg extension. And all through this practice, we've been intentional, we've been aware, we've been considerate of our movements, of how it's affecting our bodies. And hopefully, you're going to go out into the world and think about how your actions, how your behaviors affect the world around you. And so let's take a moment now to restore, to move from this place into a central position. Remember, our practice is one of thinking about where we were or where we are and moving the pendulum, moving the line a little bit so we create a new center, a new place to be. And so with most of those movements, forward folding was primary. Now we're going to give ourselves a little bit of spinal extension. And we're going to do so with our blocks. And so go ahead and grab your blocks, and you're also going to need your strap. Getting hold of your strap. If your strap has a loop in it, that's great. Use the loop. You'll put it around your right foot. No loop, no problem. You can just wrap your strap right around your foot in this way. I have a loop, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to tighten it up on my foot. So right foot has the strap. We have blocks on either side, and our goal is to come back onto our spines. And once you're there, take your blocks. Notice how mine are at level 1. I lift my hips and I slip them underneath against one another. And then I'm going to get my hips, my sacrum, down onto the blocks. So notice my low back is open and free. I've got this big bridge I've created with my body. You have 2 options here. Ooh, make sure your strap's close enough. First option is to keep left foot rooted to the earth. That's the more accessible variation. Or you can go left leg extended, which makes the posture a little deeper. And if you're like me, as soon as you extend your left leg, you feel that great stretch all the way through the front of your hip, affecting those hip flexors. Right foot extends up to the ceiling, and you're going to draw your leg upward. Now notice as soon as mine starts to go beyond parallel, I get that little knee bend. And what we want to be careful of is not hypermobilizing. So we don't want to invert the joint. We do want a little bend, but we want to feel that stretch through the back of your leg. Left arm extends upward as high as it can. You're going to actually let left shoulder come off the earth and then bind the strap into left hand. Take right arm to the right, palm up. So again, we're just mimicking the same postures we've been practicing all class. This time, a little bit of a different variation. Draw right leg across into the left. Now in this pose, you can look over to the left, totally acceptable, up to the ceiling, or I like to look away towards my right shoulder. The intention in this posture is not to get your foot to the ground. You may be able to, and that's awesome. But the intention instead is to feel that openness through your right side body. So from right shoulder to right hip, and then from right hip to right heel. And so as you move through this posture, seek out a stretch in those same muscles that we were just using moments ago to balance. Feel free to close your eyes here and take another breath. Exhaling. And again, inhale. Exhaling, shoulders adjusting away from ears, chin adjusting away from shoulders. Take another breath. Exhaling, inhale again. Breathing out, let's keep going. 2 more. Now your left arm is going to help your right leg. Pull with your left arm, bring your right leg back up to center. Release the strap and just let your right leg go into the same position as your left. So both my legs are extended, I'm going to extend my right leg. If your left knee was bent, both knees bend. Stretch your left arm to the left, close your eyes, and pause for a moment. Again, valuing and taking the moment to interpret that Etch-a-Sketch drawing you just made in your body. With your next exhale, bending your knees, place your feet upon the earth. I have to make a little adjustment because my hips moved a little bit from that previous twist, so if you need to, go ahead and do so. However, you can get that strap off of your right foot and then onto your left. Go ahead and do it, whatever variation you're using. Left leg stretches up to the ceiling, right leg either knee bent or extending forward and lengthen. Left leg upward as far and high as you can. Your right arm reaches up and then feel free to bind the strap. I like that bind because I don't have to work as hard. I'm not holding the strap. Left arm to the left. And as you breathe out, drawing right leg across over to, left leg across over to the right. Looking to the right. Gazing to the ceiling or looking to the left, which is my favorite. And then, of course, shoulders away from ears. As you turn your ears or away from your shoulders and stretch through your left side. Again, the goal or the intention in the posture is not to get your foot to the earth, but rather to feel those muscles that we previously used so much. Getting a release. Take another breath. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. You know, there's muscles that we tend to use over and over and over again. We repeat the same behavior over and over. We get into this habit, this karmic rut. And it's not until we come into our yoga asana practice or our dharma practice, or we start really attending to the practices of yama and niyama, that we start to recognize that those habits exist. And so this might be one of those moments where you go, holy cow, I didn't realize that I do that with my body. I didn't realize that I draw my bottom jaw backward, or that I tend to squinch my eyes so tightly, or that my left hip is as limited and restricted as it is, or that I get this sensation of anxiety or frustration all the time. And as you remain in this posture, just allow those things to be present in your mind. Become aware, become conscientious, and become intentional in your movements, your breath, your thoughts. 2 more here. Breaths, that is. And then slowly bring your left leg back up, pulling with your right arm, extend it upward, and then whichever position right leg is in, left leg matches it. So if right knee is bent, you bend both knees. If right leg is long, you lengthen and rest there. Inhale. Exhale, breathing deeply. Allowing your body to just kind of melt a little bit. Imagine your body just being draped over the blocks. Next breath out, we'll bend both knees. Don't worry about that strap, just let it be. We'll move it in a moment. Use your belly muscles again. Engage them, lift your hips, and take the blocks out of the way. And then let your spine come to the earth again. Just relax there for a moment. Remember how we began with our knee rock? Let's finish with it here. Swinging knees left to right. Notice how that feels. So we got a little bit of a backward bend in that posture. Some really nice extension through hips. Hopefully we complemented all the other actions in our practice with that one. Maybe you feel like your body could use more of that, in which case feel free to add some more in. It's your practice. You choose what you need. But don't forget, the most important aspect of our practice is that final posture when we move into corpse and we allow ourselves to reset. Now next time your knees rock to the right, go ahead and follow them with your arms. Roll all the way over. Hands like a little pillow. Remain there. And then using your hands for help, lift on up. We'll take the strap off of our foot now, and let's just move it out of the way so it's not going to be in our way as we move into our final posture. Now, you can feel free to enter into a traditional corpse pose. Always acceptable is that posture of just resting on your back with legs and arms extended. As many of you know, my favorite version on corpse pose is to use a cannoli roll. So I'm coming back to my blanket. I've got it opened up, so it's in this rectangular shape, and then I'm rolling from fringe to fold. Now you don't have to create this exact shape. It's just what works with the type of blankets I tend to use. And we've got this nice little roll that I put about center on my mat. I'm going to slide that right up behind me onto my sacrum so that my entire spine can come over it. Now, if you're taller than me, you might need 2 blankets, or you might need a little pillow or something for your head. Hips are on the ground. They're not on the blanket. And then legs can extend. And then just relax here for a few breaths. Now, I'm not going to remain in this posture because I'm going to guide the final aspects of our practice as we move from our active Hatha practice, our effortful practice, into our mindful Raja practice. So settle yourself in for this posture and close your eyes and remain there. Now our transition from effortful practice into mindful has a few steps to it. The first is our sound vibration, and as I mentioned, we're focusing upon the sound vibration of I'm, and so we're making one sound of Om. We're expressing outward that vibration of Om in order to clear the slate, in order to remove any distractions that still remain, and then following that 2 repetitions of I'm. And you're welcome to listen to me. You're welcome to chant along with me. You're welcome to whisper it or just hear it in your head. So let's begin with a long exhale. And inhale deeply. Breathe out again. And then a deep inhale for Om. Deep inhale for I'm. One more. Inhale. Next, we direct the movement of prana through our bodies with the engagement of bandha. Begin with a long exhale. And as you inhale, lift your pelvic floor and begin to fill up. Your breath moves into your belly, your chest, your throat. Hold your pelvic floor up and your breath in. And then release your pelvic floor, empty from throat, from chest, from belly. Tilt your chin to the hollow of your throat and hold your breath out. Inhale again, lifting pelvic floor, fill belly, fill chest, fill throat. Release pelvic floor, empty from throat, from chest, from belly. Chin tilts to throat, hold your breath out. Final round, releasing chin, lift pelvic floor, fill up belly, chest, throat, hold it up and in. And then release pelvic floor, empty throat, chest, belly, chin to throat, hold it out. And then releasing, natural in-breath, natural out-breath. Finally, to draw our attention fully inward, we bring our palms together and begin to rub them vigorously. As you rub your hands, you create heat between your palms, creating warmth. And then engaging in Antaranga Tritak, we turn our palms towards our face. Folding fingers over forehead, your gaze turns inward, and as you look inward, we're seeking that higher mind, Buddhi. We're drawing our awareness towards our soul, our spirit, our spark, our Atma. Keeping your awareness, your focus inward. Cross your arms over your chest, put your hands on opposite shoulders. Lift your elbows to your forehead. And then open your arms. Let the backs of your hands rest on the earth and relax completely into this final posture of our practice, keeping your attention inward and dissolving things you do not need, detaching from the distractions around you, and returning to yourself. Slowly draw your awareness outward and back to your breath. Listen for the sound of each in-breath and out-breath, and begin once again to consciously and intentionally breathe. Consider how each inhale and each exhale moves through your body. And as you make them deeper and fuller, become aware of the effect that these breaths have upon your body, upon your mind, upon your energy. Recognize the rise and fall, expansion and contraction of chest and abdomen. And shift your attention from torso to arms to legs to hands and feet to head. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open and close your hands and point and flex your feet. Move your wrists, your ankles. Turn your head from side to side. And the deepened breath, stretch and extend your arms, your legs, and lengthen from tail to crown, from fingers to toes. And breathing out, either feet to the earth or knees to chest with hands around thighs. Resting on your back, body. Once more, turn your awareness inward to honor within yourself peace, contentment, divinity. Roll to your right, your hands a pillow for your head, and remaining there, release ignorance, impurities, and distractions. Pressing downward with your left hand, lift through your side, and then rotate upward into a cross-legged seat. Bring your palms together, lifting your hands or thumbs point to the center of your chest, creating an attitude of offering Anjali Mudra. We offer peace within ourselves. Om Shanti. For others, Om Shanti. Throughout the multiverse, Om Shanti. I thank you for the honor of sharing the practice, the mirrors that are provided when we do so. Namaste. And thank you for joining me. I look forward to sharing our next practice together.